think this is upside down.
Is it? Oh, there we go. Thank you.
We're in the midst of a fluid situation here. We got Steve, we got Drew, we got Gilbert, and we have Lee. And we're just talking about the critical nature of fluids and the bad stuff that can happen when they get contaminated.
Right.
What is it primarily that contaminates fluids in heavy equipment?
Yeah, you have all different kind of things. You got aluminum, you got brass, you got steel, different wear materials. In transmissions, final drives, you got your friction material from your clutch discs and your linings. You can get contamination from glycol in an engine, which indicates you might have a head gasket going out or a liner getting a little pinhole.
Lee, I gotta say, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Done it for a day or two.
How long? Seriously, you're a maintenance manager, right?
Correct.
For a fleet?
Yeah.
How many in the fleet?
We're running about 70 trucks and over 200 pieces of yellow iron.
So Lee's you're like the attending physician, you know,
okay.
in a hospital.
You want to look at it like that?
Well, yeah, I do, because I like to look at the machines as sort of human, and they're full of fluids and all these different kinds of fluids you have to monitor, what, weekly, daily?
It all depends on our scheduling samples. You know, we got trucks, we got equipment that come up daily.
Is it fair to say you're a busy guy?
I stay pretty entertained, yeah.
Gilbert, you busy?
Yes, sir.
And you, Drew, they keeping you busy?
Yes.
And Steve?
Always.
All right, well, we have 4 very, very busy people. I'd love to chat more, but I'm going to take your cantaloupe and go search for a man who knows all there is about fluids. Although, you seem pretty smart with the fluids.
Yeah, I've been doing it a while.
Yeah. I'll let you know if I find somebody smarter.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
See you.
See you.
Anyway, you ever seen the teeth on a vervet monkey? For real?
No, I bet it hurts.
No, it hurts bad. This is Nick here, and we are standing at the back of his service vehicle. And Nick is our
Lube service technician.
That's an LST?
Yeah, it could be.
Lube service tech. When it comes to lubrication is your life. Am I overstating it?
That's right, yep.
Okay, he's the guy that you might see on your site with this truck. Can I have a look in the back?
Sure.
Would you mind?
Let's take a look.
Let's go out here. Oh, holy smokes, look at that. That is a lot of lubrication. How many different types of fluid do you deal with on a daily basis?
Usually about 5 on average.
What's this?
That would be our engine oil sample.
What's this?
That'd be a hydraulic.
What?
Transmission.
All right. What do you have here?
And then we have a nice red coolant sample there,
That's
extended life
beautiful.
coolant.
Very nice. And this?
Left final.
What's left final mean?
Would be on an excavator or a bulldozer. You have final drives that drive the tracks or the wheels.
And this is obviously the one on the left-hand side.
Yep, so we'll do the left hand and then the right hand.
The right.
Yep.
Okay, so these are basically the essential fluids inside of a machine.
Right.
And you've extracted these fluids recently from a machine on somebody's site?
Yep. On each compartment, we'll take a sample. That way we can see what's going on inside the machine, whether we change the oil or not at that time. So
You're a doctor. You're making a house call. We're determining if the machine is healthy.
essentially, yes.
You were saying earlier that the size of the particulate that could be in the fluid that could ultimately cause a problem is very, 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 very small.
Very small. Yeah.
How small?
Well, if you think of it this way, a human hair is about 80 microns. We're usually dealing with 16 microns or less. So it's probably something you're not going to see.
Right.
But if we analyze it, we can get down, and it kind of gives us a window inside the machine to see what's actually going on in there with the fluids.
And when you say something, this contaminant, it's a piece of, it could be brass, it could be steel, it could be anything that just kind of, comes off of the inside of whatever compartment we're talking about.
Exactly. Yep.
And that can raise all kinds of problems.
Definitely raise all kinds of havoc, and if we don't catch it early enough through oil analysis, it could be a big problem for the machine and have a catastrophic failure. So it could be a big deal.
Well, how often should a conscientious owner have his fluids checked?
I would recommend every 250 hours is the best way to go. That way they get a little bit of usage on their oil, but they can also trend what's going on every 250 hours and just make sure everything is going properly.
Explain trending a little more.
With trending, basically we'll take an oil sample, we'll send it back to the lab, and they'll do the analysis on it, check for the particle wear. They're going to check for condition of the oil, see if there's heavy oxidation, maybe soot levels are high.
Right.
They're going to check for contamination like wear particles that you talked about, and also they can identify the oil and see what type of oil it actually is and if it's right for the particular compartment that we're sampling.
Interesting. So, okay, cat owners they can pull their own samples if they want and send them to you, and you get them to the lab, and then you come out and service it. Or you can show up in your fancy truck, extract the fluids, send them off to the lab, and then do you test fluid every time you replace fluid?
Yes, that's a good common practice. Every time we're going to change a fluid, we'll sample it first, and then we'll let them know whether the oil was changed or not. And then that way they can add that to their analysis data, and that also help them trend on what's going on with the machine.
Can you think of anything else critical that I should have asked you that I didn't, vis-a-vis your commitment to lubrication and the importance of fluids by and large?
I guess the best way I would sum it up is when I talk to people and trying to explain it to them, I would say it's like you go to the doctor for a regular checkup, the machines need the same thing, they work for a while, and they need routine maintenance. And preventive maintenance is the key to that. So we want to take an oil sample just like you take a blood sample of your body. We can see what's going on in there, make sure you're healthy. And that's the main thing it is. It's all about machine health. So we want to make sure the machine is healthy.
Do you realize if you sum up as well as explain, there's really nothing for me to do in this scenario?
Right on.
Just like that, I'm out of a gig. Thanks, Nick.
All right, have a good day.